Hey folks, and welcome to some post-commentary. The footage you're about to see is old. It was recorded in 2021, it's only being released now in 2025. It doesn't necessarily represent me as a person or as a YouTuber anymore. Some of it might, some of it mightn't. I just ask for your forbearance for any rough patches you may find. I found a few in my checking of it, and I've excised them, but there's so much footage to check through that I wouldn't be able to get it all. So some will doubtlessly have slipped past. So just hope for your tolerance and your understanding. Till next time, folks, I do hope you've enjoyed. I'll let Past Me take over. You'll be hearing from me again. There's plenty of this footage.
Gamaru Bitsman. Alright. And here we go. God, it feels so long ago when I was grinding these. Grinding the quests here. It's great to finally be done with them, but there's still so much to do for the relic. Still so goddamn much to do for the relic. I want to say I'm going through the roughest part of it, but fuck if I know. Sparing no effort to see every last speck of wealth in the mine funnel directly into his personal coffers. The coveted so gas sent a savage henchman, 59th Order roundsman Giga, to claim a new tunnel in his name. In lieu of delivering a lecture or the merits of proper wealth distribution, cut the blackguard down where he stands. And now all that's left is this. But I feel probably not prudent to do it after that one time I was falling asleep. So yeah, let's head back to Rise of the Stones. Duty calls, well, no matter task of fate, you'll see through to the end. Take care, Drunkren. Look forward to hearing all about your adventures when you return. What's a Rama? Is it cute and fluffy like a horse bird? Tried substituting native ingredients several times. The result was but a pale imitation of authentic Domian cuisine. Mayhap one day we shall accompany you into the field, but for now we must see to less glamorous duties. Speaking with Master Colonet has opened my eyes to many great things. I had no idea the world of Sodoma was so strange and wonderful. Worried about leaving us alone? Don't be. While the Archon's away, Hoary Boulder will keep the little one safe. Mr. Drunkren, is it true you're going venturing again? I'm so jealous. Welcome back, Drunkren. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of my own, but Oranger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of Lord 11, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
everyone is ready, let us begin.
Apparently they replaced like the vast majority of these voice actors after Realm Reborn.
Eorzea, the floor is yours.
Eorzea? I swear they pronounced that differently. I know I was saying it wrong, but I swear they said that differently. Eorzea? Fucking French.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the waking sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus.
We've seen Urianger? I've already forgotten how to say it. Urianger. In the trailer for, or the cinematic for Shadowbringer. I want to quote Shadowlands, Shadow Lords, Shadowbringer. They were saying, wow, deliberately called their thing something similar. They apparently also had a running team of releasing patches alongside major events for other games. So, competition like. But, we saw a character, and I think it's meant to be him without his hood on and whatnot. But maybe it's meant to be someone else. But they really changed his voice. It's like it's our fate. We can accept it or try to defy it, but we cannot deny it. I think this might be him. Maybe it's meant to be someone else. I have no fucking clue. We'll have to wait and see.
Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Eorzea and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension.
He's got a really long neck. Like, I know, that just looks really... He looks very erect.
The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
The stork is apparently out of a job.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, They must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection,
therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
Eldritch Horror Waifu. Problem solved.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Okay, this is a lot longer than expected. Very dramatic. It's definitely not up to OSHA security. The Ward standards. The Ward 11 is returned to the Aether, as the Leviathan was before him. Ramu's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. The limitless potential of man, idle and servant, grows mightier by the day. Yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have masses survived the rejoining, but their souls have grown weak and waned. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Eorzea. The vine seeds were ever wont to quicken Eorzea's fertile soil. We only need to lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Oh, that's nice. One, 2, 3. Guardian of Eorzea. Minfilia has some correspondence she wishes to share with you. Now that the matter of Ramu has for the present been put to rest, there's something I would show to you, Drunkran. It is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging Science's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogulmog the 12th, Leviathan, and now Ramu. Needless to say, there's only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you've done. In the course of your duties, you never once failed to answer my call to arms. You're a true hero, Drunkran, and Eorzea is much safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. No, only too well that we can afford to lower our guard. The essence may be relied upon so chaos in this realm, until such a time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, to say nothing but of the beast tribes. Unless we weren't to live in harmony, primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. Yet, despite all this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope of a better tomorrow, and there's no greater gift. That we've the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you've faced on our behalf, and people we've won over to our cause in doing so. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the beastmen who wish naught of conflict, and who now call you friend. Of a seal who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the calamity. I do not remember who that is. And then of Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Olag, that we might be spared the horror of another ultimate weapon. And of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Psalms. Did she actually acknowledge the other quests I was doing? Like, if I hadn't done, like, the Beast Tribes and that, would she not have actually acknowledged that? That's cool. Wonder what I missed out on. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped equipped to combat far-reaching corruption in the Assassins, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is heartwarming, antecedent. Given our embarrassment, wealth of allies, trust it not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Alpha knowledge. I take it troubles in all that no require your attention. There has yet been some rumblings of discontent, but the air of shimmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the organization we discussed. I have a message for you from L. Shall we call her you were called refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing. They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, often not. Am I to understand you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. From Karen, you've been away from Revenant's Hope for some time now, I believe. Might suggest you put the affairs of the realm to one side for a moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town. Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. His name was Yuzan. Yuzan was his name. I believe he's some small matter he wished to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? After parting all that, I paid a visit to refugees. Though a fundamental solution remains far off, I believe that at the very least there should be no armed uprisings in the near future. I'm given to understand you resolved the matter of Ramu. I will ask Minfilia for a full report when we next speak. You've done well, John Friend. Appreciate you must be tired from your travails, but I would most appreciate if for a moment to speak with young Nuzan. He's been through much in his own right, I'm sure. Indeed, I'm just realizing how knackered my guy looks. Look at those eyes. The storm has passed, and a moment's quietude is ours. Tataro's using her newfound time for their studies, and I would follow her example. Living always taught us at all, it's that such restful moments are fleeting. Dark clouds ever stir new on the horizon. When the Doman younglings dashed round hither and yon, there was hardly a moment of peace to be had. That said, traveling Yada, it's not as if I knew much peace to begin with. I told women all about adventures in Sylphans, fake Tancred and all. You won't tell real Tancred, will you? I do not know where we'll be without Hirigiri. Rose worked... I have no idea. Hagiri? The girl has worked tirelessly for us every day since her arrival. Do you suppose old Doman women are so diligent? Probably not. Are you taking rest too? Promise to play with us again soon. That game of hide-and-seek in Vesper Bay was the most fun I had in forever. Maybe as big as a mountain, strong as a bear like Mr. Boulder is, I would like fighting more. Yozen's been strongest of all, but he's no match for Kukaru when she's mad. Drumcrank, care to watch lessons before you journey on your way? Dare say your presence will go far to inspire the young'uns. Despite the hardships they've faced, the young'uns pursue their training with great zeal. The older ones will do well follow their example. Repetition and routine begets skill. Skill begets confidence. I will do what I can to see the Domans regain their strength of will. 1, 2. Never is a woman more lovely when she's hard at work, I say. A wild rose, strong and beautiful, blooming tall in the face of the frozen winds. 137, 138, 130. Oh, hello there. in charge of keeping inventory. Fleming says it's vitally important. So it must count. Most of my countrymen have found work as frontier hands, helping to transport supplies and continued expansion of Revenant's Soul. I've been tasked with keeping equipment here in good repair. It's not a particularly glamorous work, but help in whatever way I can. One, two. Look, it's Mr. Dromkren. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and that there's some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. Wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we want to be heroes too, so we're going to found our own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all Domans. Oh. Do you think you could train us today, Mr. Dromkren? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion then? Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coolnet? Do you know that Mr. Dromkren is back? So it would seem. Welcome back, Dromkren. My companion and I became full members at Sans. I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coolnet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we've taken upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not younglings anymore, we're adventurers. We just asked Mr. Dromkren if he could give us some special training. We think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you? We've certainly been diligent with your drills. I'm afraid the fiends of Mordana are ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Dromkren? A demonstration of skilled arms, if you will. Alright, I don't know about if I didn't know you better, and I do. I'd say you're merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters the motive when the children stand to learn much from the lesson? What say you, Dromkren? Would you consent to spar with me? Ha! Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an ousting. Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Cornet. I'll summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable to our purposes. I very much look forward to our bout. Going by his gear, dude's a paladin. So that would mean he's no slouch in a fight. Like, again, my mind keeps going back to that one cheat line the person had about, if you play a pally tank in this, you can force your healer to become a unofficial 4th DPS. Since becoming Sign, I've had much opportunity to hear news of your epic deeds. Let's confess then that my excitement rivals out of the children's at the prospect of seeing you in action firsthand. As well for the stones, Mr. Tancred asked us where we're going. Told him we're off watching Miss Boulder fight, and he looked very surprised. But we have made him cross. Mr. Dromkren's here, let the battle begin. Sparring is dangerous? Don't think I want to see anyone being hurt. Well, we're going to use our actual weapons, so we could die. We had a master lessons back in Doma. The way he taught us was very different from Miss Boulder. Not sure which way is better, but I think I like them both. It was good of you to agree to this, Dromkren. Trust you're ready to begin. Sure. I'm quite tired here, but I should be fine enough for this. Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hoary, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is Dromkren you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Sans to begin with. Without Dromkrent to inspire my efforts, we'd not be half the warrior I am today. The point is well made, but remember, this is for children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I'll add my spells to your blade work. Hello, you haven't begun yet, have you? It's going to get all the sounds in on it. Yada! What? Who are these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd cheering on. Yes, and there's more to come. When I mentioned Gren's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. This kind of victory like bring her blight, her burgeoning reputation is at stake. Wow, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard. One, 2, 3, 4. Day and night I've honed my skills. Now comes the time to test them. Spirits without. This guy's skills are particularly flashy. I feel like they're actually paladin skills. Oh, such power. The tails barely do you justice. Mr. Butter won't lose, will he? Coronet the culture. It's not over yet. Can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. This time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. Get the one in the dress. Thanks for getting close. Or I'm just killing this guy. I must admit defeat. This is an honor and a privilege. I killed him! Oh no, he looks hurt. Mr. Dromkren is so strong. But you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. Arrgh. I've never faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. 'Tis your example I follow. Surrender not to the implacable foe. School's out, kids! Hey, kids, want to see a dead body? You have bested me. I yield. That was incredible. We beat them both at the same time. We knew you wouldn't lose, Dromkren. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they sent you to deal with the primals. Much work to do if I've ever attempted the same. Hello there. Impressive as always, Dromkren. Impressive as always, Dromkren. It's ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. The Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is the most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? It was at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartna. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favourable. Dire problems abound, and yet the effort I saw expanded towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted, though the Eorzeans are foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of oaths, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned Rome to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. It was you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. It was you who told me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people, that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet and face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, with grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavour to take up the mantle of guardian of Eorzea, and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved with the signs at dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Assassins is a new expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. Milsante San Fernandez. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. So, the invasion's single-minded. You can't even try and defect. He's just gonna gut you anyway. I wish the Ada were not so eager to look to the future when we have so many problems in the here and now. Your bout with Hoary Boulder was more stirring than 100 lines of my most passionate poetry. Yeah, if I should arrange a sparring match of my own. Can't wait for Alpha now to start his new company. He'll make new friends. For Yada's boundless optimism can affect my better judgment, and your tendency to triumph against the most terrible foes is certainly not helping matters. No, this won't do at all, and then I'll have to... Oh, Drum Cran, if you don't mind, I'm terribly busy at the moment. It's not enough that I'm here for my daughter. I must do what little I can to help you all succeed in your monumental tasks. This place has become as a hive, and its bees flit around in constant motion. A stewing pot of tea will coax one or two alight and take a moment's rest. Tony put its head through the table. My people's spirits were thoroughly crushed by the loss of her homeland. Thanks to your courage and generosity, I see their inner flames once more flicker back to life. I too have found my strength of will make a gradual return. I thought the idea foolish at first, but it seems that Sprung Match served well its purpose. Why, I can hardly wait to return to my studies and seek to improve upon my technique. Drumcaran, I must thank you again for agreeing to our bout. I must thank the gods, it was not a duel to the death. However, a church the lesson of each scrape and bruise has worked to better my swordplay. Must have brought fought well, but it's no match for you, Mr. Drumcaran. Just you wait. One day I'll be good enough to knock you from the top of your mountain. We need to decide on who in an adventure guild will do what. Very sure Yozen will have to be the sword fighter. So he has to be in the thick of the action. Well, he could always decide to be a barbarian or whatever they're called. Marauder. Yeah. I like the way Mr. Konet fought. No fists or swords or fists. Wonder if I study hard, will be able to cast spells like that too. Yeah. Just pick up a wand. Mr. Bo's sore and beaten, but he said he would return straight to his training. Don't think he likes to lose. Understandable. Person. our dominant farming methods have been adopted here on the frontier. 'Tis too early yet to know if they'll prove to be effective. With the primal threat presently subsided, it's perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alvinod has long been laying the groundwork for this organization phase. Looks to you to help turn his proposal into reality. Probably lend him what aid you can. Thank you for coming, Drumkren. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of an organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. 1 sec. 35, 36, 37. Complete. Alvinod wishes to request your assistance for his new endeavor. Recruiting the realm. I've seen that name before. I think we're getting really to endgame. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground. First speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th astral era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. Military might of such an institution will be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization are undisputed, the logistics of its formation has become a source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. We are much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation according to the science. It is my hope that successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Or kill them altogether, I suppose. Also, being primarily a military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under authority of the antecedent. The Scions worked tirelessly to protect the Eorzeans people. But as you yourself witnessed with the refugee revolt, limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of Scions are almost identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, it is yet necessary that I visit three leaders and gain their official approval. There are some time-consuming tasks, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I'm otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. It is reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa and Minsa. Let's rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Okay. Hope that hasn't been blown at the mic. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to descend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Blaskin. While the Admiral and I are finalizing permissionary boundaries and signing parchments, I've begun the recruitment process in earnest. I've of course endeavoured to spread the word of our organisation through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. For potential members, this is of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they're willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it, and even range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. When she's satisfied with recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. This really is long-winded. Killing me a little. Oh, no, not that. Mountain that strides. Game of Thrones, mountain that rides. Yeah. Are an organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity? Must say your proposal intrigues me, but the Krakens well know there's time to act and time to watch. I'm afraid this Drow company of yours falls into the latter category. The Krakens do not stir before the currents can be read. For the present, my answer must be respectful now. Pirates, smugglers, they will be useful to have. Naval skill as well as, smugglers' routes, you know, skill and getting supplies around the place. Would be useful. That's all known to the organization. Yes, I had heard the information of his trial company was in the offing. This with regret, I must decline your invitation. As Commander Yellowjackets, the protection of Limsa and Minsa must needs receive my full attention. Wish you well in your endeavours, but the Yellowjackets' defense of Limsa and Minsa's people must remain my sole priority. Yeah, it's for the best for people to focus. Sometimes, you know, if they, split their focus, it can be debilitating. The resources spread too thin and whatnot. It could easily lead to fracturing lines. I remember who was over here. I know some belligerent ass was, but eh. Ooh, triple try it. Heck girl. One, two, three. Nope, you can't. Apparently someone's stealing their loot. Why are we sitting like this? Do you see any wooden chairs? We can give you a problem. You have a problem with that? Random slab squatting. Full show. Smells me a man. Like the axe, why not take a step closer? Friendly. Are you sure? You literally have delinquents all around the place. Or about miscellaneous tugs. Anyone else want to say I'm not giving you a choice. Get this boy another plate of wild oysters. Don't think I could bear another night. Weren't you outside? No. Just one with a similar model. Different hair color? Different hair color. You're gray instead of something green. From a distance, I hadn't thought her model had loaded in. Who in the bloody else do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. We're looking for a self-righteous fop. Try knocking on the dandy Cavellin's door. Do you need me to fetch me Hook? I told you to go bother Cavellin with your do-good. A precursor to United Eorzea Grand Company. I'll do my to scope your ambition. My responsibilities adhered. Now, Deke and Families keep me close to the forge. Not the time to be traipsing hither and tinder along the realm, hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills in armor, however, I might be willing to accept some special conditions. Oh, that's something. One, two, three. Oh, yeah. Well, this ain't going great. Who's the Covessian? I have no idea. Oh, if it ain't Drumcaran. I would never forget a venture brave enough or daft enough to seek a shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember Old Royal, don't you? Brought me to come into Heroes. He whistles at Bronze Lake. Aye. Ain't often to drag me arse out to Limsa for a drink. Right God I did. How fair you these days? Huh? You're looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work? Sounds like a right lark it does. Alrighty lad, count me in. The heroes might have gone their separate ways, but I'm not ready to climb into my grave just yet. I have an eye patch? Why should I take on a strategy? I haven't joined a crew, you have to walk to the back of the line and wait your turn with the others. Perhaps the captain will like your face, perhaps he'll pitch you over the wall. They're many willing to risk his fickle favor for a chance to serve on budge. You're really just randomly murdering people? In that case, I take my lance and I... How can other people do their abilities in the middle of town and I can't? Airship landing. Where the fuck even is that? I think there's a lift over here. Oh, Well, at least you got a weapon I can understand, and cool outfit. Kid wasn't wrong about people not being too self-interested and all that. Drumkren, your recruiting went well, I trust. Curious to see how my proposal was well received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa and Minsa. Remember the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. Knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope my visit with the Elder Seeds here proceeds smoothly. Pray continue on to Gardenia at your own pace. I shall wait for your arrival at Limsa's altar. Alright, I'm going to stop here. I sincerely you've enjoyed this, and I hope you join me again soon. Till then.